on digital radio, on the app, on your smart speaker, on Twitter, YouTube, Twitch.tv, and Facebook.
The Sports Cast. Expect the unexpected.
The update presented by the Sports Cast.
September 13th, Friday the 13th. If you haven't yet, please subscribe at all our channels, YouTube, Twitch, X, and Apple Podcasts. You can also listen to us on your smart speaker. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, please leave a rating and a review. It will help us out tremendously. We're also on online radio. Listen to us there. Also visit our website, thesportscast.net. Also, you can go to X and follow us at the Sportscast1. And Instagram, the Sportscast1, and check out our app, the Sportscast for iOS. It is done, week one, but also week two spilled in last night with Miami losing against Buffalo Bills. And Ray's favorite running back, James Cook, had 3 touchdowns, I think. Yeah, 3 touchdowns.
Boy was on fire.
And maybe Ray can rehash what's going to happen with Tua. And, of course, we'll talk about the Niners with no CMC still winning. Anyways, Ray, welcome back to the Sportscast.
Thank you, man. I'm pumped up and excited to talk some football with you.
Before we proceed, what you think about week one? Did it meet your expectations?
Yeah, it was actually pretty good. Some surprising games. My Niners, we won in our week. Really good, man. Good showing.
The Niners was a given, but let's go to Miami yesterday. Mason. James Cook had 3 first half touchdowns. Ray could see it comfortably at 6 o'clock evening. Over here was a little bit later. 3 touchdown runs and 2 interceptions by Jamarcus Ingram to blast Miami 31-10. This put Miami back into reality after last week's debacle with Tyreek Hill and Tua's contract and Mike McDaniel's contract. Ray, what does this game mean to you? Or what does it mean?
What does it mean? It means the Bills pretty much Dolphins can't beat the Bills. Bills got their look, man. Bills own the Dolphins. Dolphins cannot beat the Bills. That's what we got. And Tua, hey, what's going on? Yes, he's talking about Devon, number 28, because that's the only body that played good on Miami last night, because everybody else was garbage. But Devon
playing like they had all the contract, like they got their contract situated already.
Yeah, no, Tua, before his concussion, he played a horrible game. It was just horrible, man. It just wasn't like he just wasn't himself. I mean, he was throwing, interceptions. He threw a pick 6. There was one ball. He threw it right to the other teammate. Like the other team just caught it. They played horrible, man. It wasn't Dolphin football. Hill couldn't do his thing. They tried to get Hill in the mix with the running game, but
that's desperate.
But we got to give it up to Cook. Mr. James J. Cook was on fire. He was the horse. Josh Allen honestly didn't even, if you look at the stat wise, he didn't have really a big game. He only did 139 yards and a touchdown, passing, 139 yards passing. It was Cook. Cook was receiving. Cook was running. He was all over the place.
Which you brought up Cook before the season started. You knew this guy was going to do magic there.
Yes, I did. Because you know what? His brother, Dalvin Cook, was an amazing player with the Minnesota. And when little brother, he's got traces of that. And Cook is, Cook's going to be good.
Which, by the way, Minnesota plays San Francisco this weekend, but we'll get to that preview a little bit later on the show. Niners had their Monday Night Football debut against the New York Jets. It spoiled Aaron Rodgers' game back after a year long. He survived at the 4 snaps, The first quarter was pretty tight, to be honest. Pretty tight.
Yeah. It was what 7-3, 7-3. I think was the first quarter, and then after that, I mean, we took over.
And you guys had no CMC, which means Christian McCaffrey, running back. He was suffering a calf injury throughout the summertime.
Mhm.
The coach Shanahan said that the calf looked pretty tender, and I think
Yeah,
he has some other type of thing going on in his leg.
Achilles.
Achilles. That's a
Yeah.
red flag.
So,
But go ahead.
so I mean, but we had Mason.
Who is Jordan Mason? What is he all about? How did he get to San Francisco?
It don't matter. It matters is 147 yards and a touchdown. That's what matters. You give this guy look, next man up. Mason did his thing, man. This kid, I mean, good lord. And just so you know, Mason's from Georgia Tech. So that's where he's from. He played at Georgia Tech.
No coincidence.
Yeah, okay. And kid showed up, man. He did good. They couldn't stop him. He was going through them the Jets like bowling pins, man. They could not stop the kid. He averaged what 5.3 what did he have? What was his average last night? I mean
5.2 on Monday night.
5.2. Okay,
Yeah.
5.2. I mean, he did his thing. That's the job of a backup. And I think when he was rolling, that's when I think he motivated the other Niner players to get their stuff together. And I think he helped with that.
Brock Purdy had 231 yards.
No touchdown. No touchdowns.
What do you think about that? Is that a red flag?
No, man. Like, look.
Please explain.
I will explain. Why do you need to put the ball in the air when your running game is winning is working? Okay. You know, hey, what's going on, David?
D. Wilson.
What's going on? I mean, come on, man. Like 147 yards. This guy, I mean, the kid his longest run was 24. Plus you had Debo was doing some running. Hell, Brock did a little bit of running, but and then he had Jennings was doing some stuff. Debo was catching. They had the fullback out there catching the ball. He was managing. See, people don't seem to understand. There's what you call a game manager. Okay, a quarterback don't have to run the ball, don't have to throw the ball, but you can manage the team. And if you have a steady flow of passing and running, and you got a guy that's hot, just give him the ball. We won.
You won fair and square.
Yeah.
What's the situation with CMC, Ray? Is it something that you want to see him in the next 2-3 weeks? Or, hey, Mason's doing well, we can prolong this break?
You know what is important is your health. Your health is important, okay? And if there's a guy, he's tender. I've ran track. I've played soccer. I've had ankle, Achilles injuries. Those things are tender. You got to let those things completely heal. Because if you go out there and rush, especially a calf injury, he could really, like the Achilles, if you really mess up your Achilles, you are done for the rest of the year. And it's just not worth it. So
maybe
if
your career.
So if you have somebody, I mean, I would hold them out for at least 2 weeks. You're winning. It's all about the W. You got a W, you go to Minnesota, you get another W. You rest him because that is your main guy. That is the star on the team. So
now
I'm okay.
We talked about injuries. Now let's go back to our previous segment. Tua Tagovailoa, his third concussion in his NFL career. Retirement has been brought up. I don't know why, but I guess it is.
I will. You want me to explain it? I'll explain.
What are your
it
thoughts?
To you. When he got hit, he didn't slide. He went down with his head and he hit the guy in the chest. But when he fell back, his arms, like he was having a seizure. His hands and arms were stretched out. You know.
Oh wow.
That is not. Those are signs of brain, like CTE. Those are signs of like when you get older, you're in a wheelchair. You got a cane. Your family has to take care of you. And I know he just got paid. He got a nice contract and everything. But you know what? Is money worth your health though? Is it worth, like, you want to be around your grandkids, you want to be able to remember who they are. I saw one of the most saddest things. One of the Chicago Bears quarterbacks who had concussions, he had to take postage notes and write notes everywhere so he could just remember stuff, because he couldn't remember nothing, so he had to write stuff down. um Concussions is no joke, man. They can later on come back and haunt you. Do some serious, can change your mood swings. You can get brain damage. You don't have a healthy brain. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's just not worth it. But some people, like Tom Brady, has had concussions.
Yeah.
But Tom Brady take care of his body though, and he slides. Tua don't know. Tua, you just don't go in with your head down. I don't know what you need. If he's going to stay in, he needs to learn how to slide. And also, oh man, did you see when he threw a pick, that pick six he threw? All he had to do is just take the sack. He just tossed the ball up in the air, and the guy said "thank you" and ran it all the way down.
Man, I don't know what happened there.
But Tua, I don't. This is something you got to sit down with your family and say, is it worth it? Because this is the next concussion this brother might take. I remember there was a guy, Best, who used to play for the Cal Berkeley, and he got hit and he had a seizure on the field. Then he went into the NFL. I think he played for the Lions, and he got hit. Same thing, out, hands out. And those are signs when there's a concussion. When you get hit, you're knocked out. But when your hands are stretched out and you're having a seizure, that's not good, man. That's nerve damage.
That's not a good
Nerve
sign.
damage. Yeah, that's scary.
Yeah. So all this will be in careful consideration. Mike McDaniel said they're gonna get this one guy from the practice squad up, elevated. So we'll see what happens. Skylar Moore is on the helm for sure this weekend. I mean, for next weekend. He better be.
Oh man.
But Miami is I don't know, looking bleak, aren't they?
Their bread and butter is Waddle and Hill, and plus you got awesome backs, awesome running backs.
Your boy Mostert.
He was on the sideline last night. He had a chest injury, but he was on the sideline. But you had your back, Devon, the backup, which once again, yes, SPG number 28. He did an awesome job last night. He was on fire. Fire. He had 90? He almost had 100 yards rushing, but he had 69 yards receiving and a touchdown. The kid was, he was holding it down. He was the main guy. And also, who's that guy? Shakur. I like that kid Shakur on the Bills, man. That kid is gonna be something special. Shakur on the Bills. I do like him.
Khalil Shakur, wide receiver. Bills looking good, 2-0 contenders. Beat the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Interesting. No Stephon Diggs, and they get better.
You know what? There's gonna be one day you're gonna watch Josh Allen say, "Somebody get this monkey off my back," just like Steve Young said, "Somebody get this monkey off my back." This
could be
He's got. There's only one receiver that played with him last year, and that was Shakur. Everybody else is new, so he's got to get used to these receivers. He's got to trust in them. He's got to not fumble the ball too, though. There was a couple of hiccups where he dropped the ball and had to go and get the ball and stuff. But man, if you got James Cook, whew,
he's the man, isn't he?
He's that dude. You got to make sure open the spaces up for him and let him run, let him do his thing. Yeah, James Cook.
Well, there you have it. Top headlines for today: Dolphins, CMC. But now it's time to predict week 2. Are you ready Mr. Ray Sherrod.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Let's get this going. All right. Let's first begin with
Shoot it.
will the Jordan Mason story continue? Will the Vikings secondary will be exposed by the targets by Brandon and Ute? What's going to happen this game?
Niners, baby. Niners.
Now,
Niners.
Minnesota beat the Giants last week pretty bad. But anyone
We
can beat
ain't
the
the
Giants.
Giants. We ain't the Giants. And you know, don't even compare the Giants to the Niners. Come on now.
The Patriots
no
shocked the
compare.
world on week 1 as their offensive line was not terrible, and Jacoby Brissett is much better with the lead than without. But how were they ever ahead? I don't want to totally disrespect New England and belittle Jared Mail's first win. Seattle, they beat Denver a week ago, have too many offensive weapons, as Ray knows. What's going to happen, Seattle and New England?
Man, you know, they had a wonderful week, Pats, but I got Seattle.
Winning in New England. Interesting.
Yep.
Giants versus Washington Commanders divisional. Mr. Jones did not have a good first game. Jalen Daniels did not have a good game against the Bucs. What's going to happen in this divisional NFC East game?
It's not going to be the Giants, man. Come on now. Come on now.
It's going to be that tight?
It's not going to be the Giants, man. Sorry.
There you go.
Sorry.
Chargers look pretty good with Harbaugh's first game back in the NFL against Carolina Panthers, a team that is winnable. Bryce Young and
Man,
new coach. What's going to happen there?
Carolina is they stink. Sorry. Going with Herbert and the Chargers, man. I'm sorry. I just ain't got no faith. And I'm from North Carolina. I'm sorry, mama, but I can't root for the Carolina Panthers.
J.K. Dobbins will have another good game. What do you do?
Yes.
All right. New Orleans at the Cowboys. Saints had evacuated New Orleans this past week because of a hurricane. The Cowboys had a good first game in Cleveland, but anyone can win in Cleveland, apparently. Micah Parsons and the Cowboys had an amazing game last week. New Orleans also had a good game a week ago. Who do you have?
Played Carolina, folks. Don't get fooled by the Derek Carr and the Saints. Don't get fooled. They played the Panthers. They're getting a reality check this week. They're losing to the Cowboys.
And is Prescott worth all that money?
No.
I just want to double check. That news happened this past weekend.
No, he's not worth that money. I'm sorry. Give that money to winners. Win playoffs, win championships.
Malik Willis is now starting with the Packers because Mr. Jordan Love had a little bit of a knock this past week in Brazil. The Colts are favorites in Green Bay. It'll be in Green Bay. You heard me right. Jonathan Taylor will be the star probably. And then, of course, Anthony Richardson there. What's going to happen? Colts at Packers. Will the Colts win it in Green Bay?
Yeah. Jonathan's going to run through them boys.
There you have it. Yeah, with no Love, which he could start, though. But we'll see what happens in the next couple of days. Deshaun Watson will play this week. He had an issue with the lawsuit, a new lawsuit that was filed in Texas. Now, and the Jaguars lost by a field goal. What do you have?
I got the Jacks to win, man. Deshaun, man. He's another guy that shouldn't have got all that money either. Sorry, man. Going with the Jacks.
Right now, Prescott's winning on this contract debates here now compared to Deshaun and Tua.
Yeah.
Jets at Titans. Aaron Rodgers, will he get his first win against Tennessee? With Will Levis, did not have a good week 1. What's going to happen there?
I do think Tony Pollard is going to do a lot of running in Tennessee, but that's not going to help them win. Their quarterback's still going to keep making mistakes. I think Aaron Rodgers is back, and he's going to win.
Tony Pollard or Pollard?
Oh, man, what did I say? Pollard? Whatever.
Pollard.
Pollard, whatever.
Bucks at Lions. Mike Evans looked good week 1. Detroit Lions look good. They beat the Rams, which is not an easy team.
Baker Mayfield looked good.
Baker Mayfield looked good.
Good.
But what's going to happen in Detroit? This is a rematch of the playoffs last year, wild card.
Yes,
Playoff
it was. This is going to be a really good game, but I'm sorry. I'm going to have to go with the Detroit Lions.
Detroit Lions. No upset here. Let's go to your former Raiders at the Ravens. Ravens lost by a toe last week. Las Vegas. Meanwhile, they did not do well last week.
No, they did not.
What's going to happen at Baltimore? Will this be the first win for Derrick Henry and the Ravens?
Henry's going to run through them Raiders. Jackson's going to run through those Raiders, and they're going to get their first win.
Gardner Minshew, will he throw for more than 4.5 air yards?
I think he's going to throw probably about 200 and something yards.
The best team and
twirl his mustache.
Super Bowl winner, former winner, LA Rams, going to the Cardinals divisional game. Puka Nacua is not going to play. Had a little bit of a leg injury. What's going to happen in Phoenix, Glendale?
You know what? I think the Rams going to get upset, man. I think the Rams are going to get upset by the Cardinals. Your boy Kyle looked good, man.
Your boy.
Come on, your boy. Come on, man. Come on, and their running back looked great too on the Cardinals. I think the Cardinals are going to win. Cardinals are going to win
their first game. They were pretty close.
Yeah, I mean, the Rams losing that receiver, and then Cup. I don't know, man. Cup don't look like the old Cup.
Not the 2021 Cooper Cup.
Nah, nope.
Coop Cup. All right, let's go to the rematch of the AFC Championship game. Bengals at Kansas City. Burrow did not have a good week one, but they have slow starts apparently. But that O-line is not looking good. Jamar Chase, I'm not sure what's his status. Kansas City looks like a team forced to be reckoned with. They got a backup tight end as good as Kelsey. What's going to happen at Arrowhead?
You're going to see a lot of Rice. You're going to see a lot of probably some Pacheco. You're going to definitely see some Kelsey. Chiefs. Chiefs going to beat the Bengals.
How about Worthy? Isaiah Worthy.
Definitely going to see some Worthy. You're going to see some Worthy. But I think Worthy got week one. I think you're going to see a lot more love to Kelsey. You're going to see some Kelsey get some love this week. But Worthy, he's good too.
Burrow with a bad wrist. You think they'll turn things around?
Nah, man. They got injuries. They got injuries on that team. And when Burrow's not 100% and he don't have his core receivers, that's the thing. When he has his receivers, even the offensive line is still horrible, but you still get those no Higgins and Chase not 100%. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think Burrow's. I think they're going to lose their 3 games.
0-3. We'll see what happens with the Bengals. Steelers at the Broncos. Justin Fields is going to be the starter again over injured Russell Wilson. What a turnaround. Broncos only lost against Seattle by 6 points. Pittsburgh had all field goals in their win last week. This is going to be an ugly game, I think. Who you got, Pittsburgh at Denver?
Man. You know what? I'm going to go with the Steelers.
No way.
Go with the Steelers. Hey, they got a kicker. They got a kicker.
Well, yeah, we'll see what happens. You think Russell Wilson will play in the first 6 weeks?
I think he might lose his job, man. Wow. I think he might lose his job to Fields. If Fields gets on a winning streak and wins some games, I think Russell's going to lose his job.
Justin Fields, his destiny is in his hands.
Exactly.
His job is right there for him. Anyway, Sunday Night Football, Chicago Bears at the Houston Texans. The current rookie quarterback for the Bears, Williamson, did not have a good.
He had a horrible game.
Horrible game. Caleb Williams.
He had a horrible game.
And Houston won by a field goal against Indianapolis. This is going to be an interesting Sunday Night Football, but I'm confident Houston could do this.
I got the Texans, man. I'm not sold on Williams. And he need to if Williams gonna do anything, he got to connect to DJ Moore. You got to get that ball out there to DJ Moore. And is Keenan? Isn't he hurt? I think Keenan
Allen. I think he's kind of beat up a bit.
Yeah, so if you got to have a healthy Keenan and you got to get that ball down to DJ Moore, but I'm sorry, man, I got the Texans.
Texans win in Houston. Well, there you have it for week 2 of the NFL season. Looking forward to what's going to happen this weekend. A lot to tell. Obviously, yesterday was not good for Miami Dolphins, so we'll see if things turn around. So there's a lot of excitement from the Miami camp, but now it's kind of like it's kind of sour grapes right now. So we'll see what happens. Ray, any closing thoughts over week 2? Which game you're looking forward to? Of course, San Francisco, Minnesota.
Niners, and then keep your eye out, man. Looking for the Jets, man. Let's see what the Jets. I think Aaron Rodgers is gonna be back.
It was unfair, man. First game against San Francisco. That's an unfair matchup for week 1 for them. Okay, from week 1, what are your top 2 predictions to go to the Super Bowl? I mean, who are the top 2 teams to go to the Super Bowl?
Man, it's too early right now. That's too early. But Kansas City, look, I am a believer now. Okay, Kansas City people believe in Patrick. I believe in Patrick Mahomes, and that's a special team. And now he's got Worthy. He's got a new weapon, and then he's got
Brown.
Rice. He's got Pacheco. Is when he shows up, man. That kid, he can run. But Kansas City until you can top to top. Kansas City.
And the NFC, you're probably looking at the Eagles. They look pretty good in Brazil, didn't they?
Eagles look good, but they always mess up.
I got Saquon though. This is different.
Yes. Sorry, wife calling me. And I'm like, look, I'm up doing the show with Santiago. Stop calling me.
We'll be off in 2 minutes. Anyways, Ray, what is the best way to reach you online to talk to you about, hey, Niners are going to sweep this year?
I am Ray3473, the gaming cyborg. I do game streams on Twitch and YouTube. I also do a game podcast and stuff. So just Ray3473 on Threads and X.com. And I'm always hanging in my Discord, Cyborg City. So that's where
There's
I'm at.
a new gaming podcast I saw you post on X this past week.
Yeah. There's
with Ron, I think.
Well, me and my good friend Rock, we do the Rock and Ray show. And we talk about cloud gaming. We do that on Thursdays, 9 a.m. Pacific time, and then I do a show called The Download on Fridays with my friend Rue Diggs and some of my friends. And then my good friend Joe is going to be doing a podcast show sometime in the future. So we just talk gaming. Dude, we're a bunch of nerds. We talk video games, and then I talk sports and stuff.
From streaming to podcasting. Interesting.
Exactly.
There you have it. Well, you can reach us at thesportscast.net or the Sportscast1 on X and Instagram. We'll be live tweeting throughout the weekend. Week 2 should be more exciting than week 1, they say. We'll see Minnesota pulls the upset. Ray, thanks for coming out to the Sportscast.
Hey, it's been a blast, man. Thank you. And that's right, Ron. Bang, 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 Niner gang. You know what's up.
And this was your update.